Hi, in this one, we're going to go over how to multiply polynomials homework. So let's just start with the first problem. And as we've done before, all you have to do is multiply each term of the first polynomial by each term of the second polynomial, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. So x times x is x squared. X times -2 is -2x. And then we have 4 times x gives us 4x, and then 4 times -2 is just -8. We combine like terms. Okay, -2x and positive 4x is going to be positive 2x, and then we have the -8, and that's our answer. Let's go to number 2. We have 3z minus 2 times the quantity of 2z minus 6. Again, same thing. We're going to multiply that, and we're going to multiply that. Okay, 3z times 2z is 6z squared. 3z times -6 is -18z. -2 times 2z is -4z. And -2 times -6 is positive 12. And this is going to give us a final answer of 6z squared. -18 and -4 is -22. And then the plus 12. Okay, and that's our answer. Okay, let's go on to number 3. 3 times 3x squared is going to give us 9x to the third. 3x and negative x is going to give us negative 3x squared. 3x and 8 is going to give us 24x. And then -4 and 3x squared is going to be -12x squared. -4 and -x is positive 4x. -4 and 8 is going to give us -32. And then we're just going to combine like terms. 9x cubed is by itself, so you can just cross it off. We have -3x squared and -12x squared. That's going to be -15x squared. And then positive 24x and positive 4x is positive 28x. And then the -32 at the end. Okay. And this is our answer. All right. Number 4. Y and 3x squared is going to give us 3x squared y. Y and y squared is going to give us positive y cubed. Y and -3x is going to give us -3x y squared. -2x and 3x squared is -6x cubed. And -2x and positive y squared is going to give us -2xy squared. And finally, -2x and -3xy is going to give us positive 6x squared y. And it looks like we have like terms. So I'm going to combine that and that to get 9x squared y. And then we also have the -3xy squared and -2xy squared. So that's going to be -5xy squared. And finally, we have the -6x to the third and then positive y to the third. And your teachers, a lot of times, are going to want you to write your answer in decreasing order of one of the variables. So I'm going to pick x since x comes before y. Let's see. So -6x the cubed would be our first, and then positive 9x squared y, and negative 5xy squared, and then finally we have the positive cubed. Okay, so notice how we have a decreasing order of the x values or the x variables. So we have 3, 2, 1, and 0. Okay, so this would be the proper way of writing our answer. Okay, number 5. So this one, it wants us to solve for x. Okay, so we're going to simplify the left side. We're going to simplify the right side and then solve for x. So the left side, we get x squared. So x times negative 5 is negative 5x, then 2 times x is 2x. That would give us negative 3x. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. That's going to be our left side. And on the right side, we have x squared. X and negative 3 is negative 3x. Negative 1 and x is negative 1x. Combine them together, you get negative 4x and positive 3. Okay, negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. Now we can isolate our x value and move our constants to the on the other side. So we're going to subtract x squared from both sides. They cancel out. We're going to add 4x to both sides. And then we're going to add 10 to both sides to move the constant to the right side. So when we do that, we're going to end up with x on the left side because we have negative 3x and positive 4x here. And on the right side, we have 3 plus 10, which is 13. And that's going to be your answer. Okay, and for the last problem, it says express the cube of x plus 5 as a polynomial. Cube of x plus 5. So go ahead and pause the video and try this out on your own. Okay. The cube of x plus 5 is going to be that, and basically it wants us to multiply it out. So let's go ahead and do that. We have x plus 5, and x plus 5. So let's combine or multiply these two first. So we're going to get x squared. 5x and 5x gives us 10x. And 5 times 5 is 25. And then all we have to do is multiply this polynomial by x plus 5. Okay? So x and x squared is x to the third power. And then we have x and 10x is 10x squared. X and 25 is 25x. And then now we multiply these. Okay? So 5x squared, 10x is 50x. And then 5 times 25 is 125. And then we just combine like terms. So x to the third, 10x squared and 5x squared is going to give us 15x squared. 25x and 50x is 75x. And then we have our 125 at the end. That's our answer. However, there's a shortcut. So let's try the same problem using our shortcut. So, and that is given a plus b. So there's a shortcut for binomials, and that is given a plus b cubed. That's going to equal a to the third plus 3a squared times b plus 3ab squared plus b cubed. Okay, this is a shortcut formula that they teach in Algebra 2, and it's very convenient if you just have it memorized. So in our case of x plus 5 cubed, a would be x and b would be 5. So then all we have to do is substitute x and 5 for this formula. Okay, so let's try that. So a cubed is going to be x cubed plus 3 times a, which is x, so 3x squared times b, which is 5, plus 3a squared b, sorry, 3ab squared. So that would be 3x b, which is 5 squared. And lastly, plus b cubed. So b is 5. 5 cubed is 125. Okay. And now we just have to simplify. So x to the third. 3 times 5 is 15. So we get 15x squared. 3 times 5 squared is, so 5 squared is 25. 25 times 3 is 75. Make sure you remember your PEMDAS. So we do our exponents first. So 75x, and then the plus 125 at the end. And is this what we got? Yeah, x cubed plus 15x squared plus 75x plus 125. Okay, just something that can help you in your future. Okay, this formula is called the cube of binomials.